is everything that I knit in 2024. So a little background in my knitting. 2024 was my 3rd year of knitting garments and everything, and what I'm gonna show you is not everything that I've knit because I've given away quite many things. I have done a few gift knits and some of the things are at my parents' house, but this is most of it, and these are the things that I love the most. So let's just begin. And I'm gonna tell you the pattern name, designer, and the yarn I've used and how I feel about my projects after a year. So the first thing that I finished in 2024 and I still have in my possession is this accessory set of a beret and a pair of gloves. Now this pattern is from a Finnish knitting magazine from 1975, but so it's a bit like you cannot find it really anywhere anymore, but I had the magazine and I love this pattern. So it's just these fingering weight gloves and a beret, and they're matching with stripes. I think it's so cute set, and I have worn these gloves more than the beret. I haven't worn this winter season the beret a lot, but these gloves I used the whole fall season. I cannot wear them now in the winter because they're not warm enough. Mittens are warmer and it's cold here, but I really love this set, and I have already fixed one of the thumbs. It went broken, like it had a hole, so I had to fix it, and as you can see there is a little bit starting hole in one of the fingers. But the gloves are very well used, and I really want to make another pair in maybe a bit different colors. These yarns are the brown one and the red one are Dines yarn. It's a Latvian fingering weight 100% wool yarn, very like standard. And then the white one is Jameson and Smith 2-ply or something like that. But I just used assortment of yarn that I had in my stash, and I really like this set. I think it's very cool. And this was the first thing that I knit in 2024. Then I will talk about the sweater that I'm already wearing. This is the Siwol sweater by Cookie the Knitter, and I knit this maybe in March. I'm trying to do a chronological order, but it's not working. But I knitted this early in the year, and it was my first sweater of the year, and it's just very basic drop shoulder sweater, but I love this. I think this is my favorite sweater that I knit this year, and probably like my second favorite everything. I just love this. I love the yarn, I love the color, I love the fit. The length is very good, and the sleeves are so lovely and like baggy. I love this. The yarn I used is Donegal tweed, Aran Donegal tweed, something like that. It's a 100% Aran weight wool from, I think it's Irish yarn, and I got it from a giveaway, so I didn't pay for it, and it's quite fancy yarn, but I love this. It's a bit scratchy, but I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me, and it has no peeling at all. It's very durable yarn, and considering that this has been one of my most worn sweaters this year, it doesn't look like that. And I love this sweater. I have considered re-knitting it. I think this like is very basic, so I want to have like a very special yarn, and this is a very special yarn for this. And I think this only used 9 skeins, so 450 grams, so that's very good amount of yarn to be used for this like oversized sweater, I think. But yeah, that's my Siwol sweater. Then I knitted this Pavuk vest by Teddy Lutsak, and this was a test knit that I did for Teddy. I think the design is very pretty, I like it, but to be honest, I haven't worn this I think maybe 2 times, and that was early in the year when I had just finished this, and I was still feeling like excited about it because it is like visually very pretty. I think it's just, I don't know how to style this kind of a very cropped vest. As you can see, it's very short, it's like at my waist cutting, and I usually wear like low-waisted pants or skirts, so I don't know how to style it. And I have worn it like just like a long sleeve. Of course this is not how I would wear it, I just have a tank top under it now, but it's very pretty. I also didn't really like knitting it, so the yarn I use, this one is very special. The contrast color, it's Frida Fuchs Heckmeck 3-ply. It's a alpaca, silk and linen blend that I got in Berlin when I was there a few years ago. So I bought that there, and this was leftover, so that's very special yarn and it looks very pretty. The main color is just a 100% wool yarn. It's from Pirtinkeräimö. It's a Finnish spinnery and they use like all Finnish wool, so it's 100% Finnish wool, just a fingering weight base. So the yarns are very nice, but I don't wear this, but it's very pretty. And yeah, and the color work very transformed with blocking. I think, yeah, there's a mistake there. I remembered that there's a mistake there, but I haven't fixed it because I never wear this. But I made this and it's visually it's very pretty. Maybe I can give this to someone who would like this, but I don't know anyone who would want this. Then I have knitted one camisole number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear this year. I have already also started another one, but I finished this one. This is knitted with Ruskanlehti merino sock, which is a superwash 75% merino and 25% nylon sock yarn in the color kahvi, which means coffee. This was also kind of leftover. This used 70 grams of yarn, so I used everything that I had of the yarn, and as you can see it's very short. It's even shorter than this one. So I have only worn this like underneath sweaters when it's very cold, if I want to have like a woolen layer. The straps are a bit short, but I didn't have any more yarn to make them longer. Maybe I could have used another brown yarn to make them longer, but I didn't realize that they were too short when I made it, so it doesn't really fit nicely on the neckline. Also, it kind of flares at the bottom when I wear it, so it's like tight around my bust, but then it like flops here, and that's not very like, I don't like that for like a fitted camisole. So maybe I should have done some like waist decreases or something. But this was like a good use of the very special yarn, and maybe I will wear it more in the summer if I find like a cute pair of like, or a cute like high-waisted skirt or something that I want to wear this with. But not a success. This is my third camisole number 2, so I have another ones that I like better, but this is a very nice pattern to knit on, so I don't complain. It has peeled a little bit. If I would actually wear this more, it would peel more, but it hasn't yet because I don't really wear it a lot. But this was finished in 2024. Then I knitted the Cornelia tee from Sunnyscard. This is a DK weight lace t-shirt with this that has a short row sleeve cap, and I love this. This was one of my most worn, I think, t-shirts in the summer. I really like this and I really enjoyed wearing this. I knitted this with Drops Bell, which is very similar to the Sunnyscard line, but I just had this in stash, so I used that yarn, and it's very nice. It has like a dial difference here, and I think it is very visible to like see where the dialogues change, but I never really cared about that, so I didn't it didn't bother me. But I really like this t-shirt and I wore it a lot in the summer. The length was very good. It goes really nicely with my favorite like low-waisted pants, and it's just so cute. The fit is very nice. There's a matching skirt to it that I thought about making, but I have very like bad experiences with knitted skirts, so I didn't do it. But this t-shirt was a success and I really liked it. I can't wait for summer to be again so I can wear this then. Then I needed the Lumme sweater by Sari Nordlund. This is the second time that I knit this sweater. I knit it in 2023 before, and I knitted that very off gauge and in unspun yarn, so that's only my home sweater. But this one, I love this one. This is one of my favorite sweaters. First of all, it's very comfortable to wear. The yarns I chose are very soft, so it's very nice to wear and I just love it. So the yarns I chose were Shepherd's Own by Fibra Natura for the light beige yarn. I see it more as a natural white, but the color is called light beige, but I think it's more like a natural white. And then this green yarn is from Ullaslahden Lammastila, which is a Finnish spinnery, and they dye Finnish wool yarn with plants. So this I think was dyed with lupins, if I remember correctly, but it's such a pretty yarn. It's dyed on a grey base, so it's very like heathered and it's so cute. I love the color and I just wore this so much past winter and this winter, and I just love this. I'm so glad that I re-knit this in like a yarn and combination that makes it very nice looking and not like frumpy. I really like this, and I love how long the sleeves are. First I was a little bit like, are they too long? But I really like these like longer sleeves. On me, it just feels very cozy. And I needed, I think, size 2 in this, and I just love it. And it's very good yarn. I think I used like 3 skeins of the, or over 3 skeins of the main color, and then I only had one 100-gram hank of the contrast color, and that was well enough for the whole thing. And I really love this combination. This was also a bit like a spur of the moment knit because I had the Fibra Natura yarn for something else, but I'm so glad that I made this and I just love this so much. And it's one of the only colorwork sweaters. Of course I had my Pavuk vest, but I didn't knit a lot of colorwork this year, and this was, as last year it was, or 2023 I knit a lot of colorwork sweaters, but this was the only one that I knit this year. Maybe that's good, I don't know, but it's very cute and definitely worth it to make. Then I have my Copenhagen cardigan by Petit Knit that I knitted early in the summer, and this, I think it's my favorite or like most worn knit this year because it's so versatile. I wore it in the summer like just over my dresses and skirts and t-shirts and tops like in the evenings, and I wear it now into winter the same way, and it's the best. It's not the most like fresh looking, like I don't think this is like technically the most, and also like visually the most clean looking thing I've done. I mean that I always wear it like this with either this button or the top button or like only one, because if I close it, it has this like gap and I don't like that, so I always have it open but a little bit closed, so that's how I style it. Also the sleeves have shrunk as I worn it. They were up to here when I finished it. I actually just like found a photo of this, and they definitely were long enough for me, but I think they have become like more baggy here, so I should block this because I haven't blocked this since like August after I got home. I had this in Poland with me, so after that I washed it, but I don't think I washed this after that, so maybe it's time for that to like get the shape back. Also, I would say it's like on the shorter side, so especially in the back. In the front I'm like fine with the length, but the back kind of rises, so it like gaps around here, so that's not my favorite thing. I made the size extra small. Maybe I would knit the size small the next time, just like maybe to resolve this, because I think it's like mostly tight around like here. Maybe I have like wider shoulders or something, but I love this. I love this. The yarns I I think this is my most expensive knit of the year also, so it better be my most worn, to be honest. And I love these yarns. It's hand-dyed and then Suri alpaca. The hand-dyed is from Ruskanlehti. She's a Finnish dyer, the same one that I knit the camisole number 2. The same dyer. It's her sock base again, the merino sock, and in the color olive, which means olive, and it's the most prettiest green. It's not this color because I chose to use the Lana Grossa Setasuri with this. I don't know how to pronounce it because I think the brand is German or something, but Setasuri, which is a Suri silk, like kind of like a fluffy yarn, lace weight, and that was way lighter, so it kind of gave it this like lighter fluff to it. But the combination is so pretty. As I said, it's expensive because I used 2 skeins of the hand dye. I got those on sale, but still that's a lot of money. So I used 200 grams of that, and then I had to buy 4 skeins of the fluffy yarn. So like no regrets with this, but like I just know in my mind that I better use this cardigan. And I love it, and I don't think about that anymore. So it's very nice. But it's not my favorite like yarn. Like, it's very soft, there is no itchiness, but I don't love knitting with wool and mohair. I much prefer just knitting with one strand of wool, so that's good for my wallet, so I'm not spending my money on this kind of yarn, but I'm very happy that I have this one, and it's my favorite cardigan for sure, and probably my most favorite knit also this year, even though it's very basic. And I also knitted with the leftover yarns. I knitted this Sophie scarf, so maybe I could have made it longer, but also I would have had to make it longer by 1 pattern repeat, and I don't think that could have been enough because after this I had none of the Suri left. But I needed a matching Sophie scarf because I already had the pattern. It looks like this because I wear it mostly around my ponytail on a knot. So it's there, and it's so cute to wear this as a combo. So I used all of the yarn because it's very special. So I made a Sophie scarf. This is also by Petit Knit. This is the Ophelia blouse by Tamara Jordan, and I think this is my favorite summer knit of the year. I absolutely love this. I want to make her Ophelia blouse with like long sleeves and no opening, but anyway, it's just so pretty. It's a open t-shirt like cardigan with these beautiful lace bordings, and then this is like a satin sleeve cap worked with short rows, and it's just so pretty. It was a lot to knit because it's fingering weight, but it was so worth it, and the fit is so good. The back, it has decreases for the waist and then increases again, and it fits just so well, and I just love how this looks. I love it. I knitted this with Tunline from Sannes Garn, which is a viscose cotton and linen blend fingering weight yarn, and I got this in sale like 3 skeins before, but this used so little yarn. I used 2 full skeins, and then one of the sleeves I knitted with the first skein, so this used like 0 yarn. So it was so worth it to knit. Yeah, I only used 2.5 balls for this, so I would definitely maybe buy. I don't know if I want to make another one, but if I would make another one, I would buy like the pure silk because I would only need 3 skeins. But it's so pretty. I love it. I wore it so much in the summer. Now it looks a bit frumpy because it has been in my closet for like multiple months just sitting because I cannot wear it now. But it's so pretty. I love it, and I would highly recommend the pattern. It comes with a lot of sizes, and you can customize like the decrease and increase rate. I just did it according to the pattern. I need the size 2, and it fits very nicely. So that also makes me want to knit more of Tamara's patterns because I know that they fit so well, and I have quite many of them on my list, to be honest. But yeah, I have no regret with this one. and the color also is so pretty. This is the color green tea, but it's kind of the older green tea color. They have like done a new green tea color before. I think this is like discontinued, or it's only in the linen bases, but I think there is a green tea base now also in like the Bergund and the Sunday yarns from Sandnesgarden, and I love this color. It's just very summery and it makes me look nice in the summer. I don't know, I really love this. Then this is the Good Willow by Alissa Cripps, or Alison Cripps. I'm sorry, I will put the right name. But it's a t-shirt with cables, fingering weight. I don't know what to say about this because I finished this I think in October or September in 2024, but I had started a year before, so this was on my needles for a year because I despised eating on it. But the end product, it's like cute, but also I don't know how to wear it because it's quite short, so I cannot wear it with any of my low-waisted pants, and I don't like wearing it with my jeans, so I don't know how I'm gonna wear this, but it's very pretty. But also I didn't like knitting it. It's just a bit too short, and I don't know, this is a bit silly to say, but I think it's like a bit too sporty for me, even though like it's a knit t-shirt. Like there is nothing really sporty about it, but it just feels like that for me. But this pattern, it's long sleeve and it's for sport weight yarn. So to be honest, I would probably want to knit it again in a sport weight, so in a correct gauge and on a long sleeve, so it would be more like an oversized sweater than a tight weight fitting t-shirt. That's like kind of my thing I kind of want to, because I have the pattern and this one didn't turn out nice, but I really like the visual look, so maybe I would like it more as a long sleeve. I knitted it with Novita Merino 4-ply, which is now discontinued, but it's just a fingering weight merino yarn, nothing really special about it. I don't think it's very nice. It's discontinued, so you cannot get it anymore, so maybe that's why. But it's like very stretchy yarn, which feels a bit silly when you knit it. So yeah, but it's not very soft, but it's not scratchy. But if I buy merino, I want it to be soft. And then I used hand-dyed yarn for this, which is very pretty. I just bought a mini skein. You don't need a lot of it, and it's very pretty like this. I think because I needed this off gauge on a fingering weight yarn and a smaller needle, and I needed the size 2. I really wear this. I have worn it like below sweaters, no, underneath sweaters, because it's very like nice one layer. But yeah, maybe I can like give this to someone, I don't know to who. Also with this, like it's fitting around my bust and here, but then it gaps here at the back. So like I don't like that. It flares. I think I have like very like floppy back. So they always do this, but I don't like this. So, but if this was like an oversized sweater, I would really love the like patterning style of it, of the whole thing. But I'm glad I finished it this year and it didn't like again stretch for its like 3rd year, but so I finished it and I'm glad I have it, but yeah, I don't really wear it. Then this is my Laulu shawl by Sari Nordlund, and this was also quite old whip. I had started it in the spring and I finished it in the autumn, but this is my 2nd version of this, and it's just a very pretty cabled and lace shawl, like triangle shawl. I really like this. I don't wear this as much as my other version, which is green, because green is my favorite color, so of course I prefer that one. But this gets a decent amount of wear. This is knitted with 2 strands of Drops Flora in the color I think 8 or 7. It's the brown color, and I used 3 skeins, so I made it larger than in the pattern, so I just repeated the increases more and then the decreases also more. And it's very pretty. I like knitting this scarf. It's my No, this is my third time knitting this. Yeah, I have knitted this. Yeah, this is my third because I made one for a gift and then I have these two for myself. But it's very cute and I'm glad I also finished this. And this was some very old yarn that I had in stash that was supposed to become a sweater, but I just used it for this. So I'm glad I got to use it up. Then I have my crazy project of the year. So this is my 1970s vintage patchwork cardigan that I knitted this year, all from my scrap yarns, which I feel very good about. Okay, the pattern is just a pattern for a cardigan that was in the 1970s issue of this Finnish crafting magazine. So again, like, I don't know where you can find this pattern and it's in Finnish, and it was not very good. Like, I did all the patchworking elements myself. I just used like the shape of them when you like told to knit a certain length and do the decreases. So that's how I followed the pattern. There was like a photo of a patchwork theme one, but then the instructions for that one were just like knit like the plain one but with different stitch patterns, but so that's not really like helpful. But I figured out what elements I wanted to add to this, and I think it's like very cool. It's quite sick looking, but as you can see I have not woven the ends because I don't wear this because, okay, it's quite itchy because I use like mostly rustic wools for my knitting, so all my scraps are also very itchy. So if I just wear like this, it's like very scratchy on my shoulders mostly and my arms, so I don't even wear it at home. First I thought that I would wear it as like a home cardigan, and I've worn it a couple of times, but maybe I want to add buttons. I think the like problem with me for this is that the body is a bit silly fitting. It's very long, it's longer than it was supposed to be. It really stretched when I plucked it, and because it's so low, it's like on my hips, and I think it should be like bunched up kind of. I really should add buttons to this so I could see how it really fits in that like style. But yeah, I think if I would add buttons it would just kind of be very bunchy on the front also, but like I'm just speculating, I don't know. Yeah, I knitted this and I used 700 grams of my scraps, so that's a very good dent in my scrap collection. It was very like fun to make. I like went into a headspace when I was knitting this, and that like just used my creativity differently than the other projects that I have done this year, because I mostly just like knitted straight from patterns, like single color things, and very like a lot of like very variable things. But this was just like very creatively inspiring, and also it was very fun too because this is, of course, it's a vintage pattern, so it's seamed fully, so it's worked in panels for the front, the back, and the sleeves are worked in panels, so there is seams all over here. Then there are also setting sleeves, so that seam was very fun to sew, and like I learned those skills from this a lot, or like practice those skills to like show that, oh, I actually can. Also I did a tubular cast on, which I really like that one. Also for the sleeve, it's very pretty. I really recommend doing something like this like at least once a year because it feels very fun to like use your skills in maybe a bit different way. So the final sweater that I have to show you today is this Storm sweater by Petite Knit. I think I already finished this in October, but this is a drop shoulder sweater by Petite Knit with these like different panels of texture. I think this is quite a popular pattern, so I reckon you have seen this before, but I really like it. It's very pretty. But I haven't worn it a lot because I still haven't plucked the sleeves. So the sleeves are right now too short for me because I haven't plucked them yet, and I think they're gonna grow a lot because I have plugged them like up until here, both of them, but I haven't finished plugging it because I don't have plugging materials here at my apartment. I have to go home to my parents to plug, and I just always forget to bring this, so the sleeves are too short right now. The fit is so nice. I love these drop shoulder, like oversized sweaters so much, like my Siwol sweater also. It feels a bit like uncomfortable to have this like wrist part showing, and then the other one also being like plugged farther away, so it's longer than the other sleeve. But yeah, I made the size extra small. I always do that one from Petite Knit because that is my size, and for these oversized sweaters I really like the amount of ease that is in that size. I think it's like 20 centimeters or so. And yeah, I knitted this in a 100% superwash merino yarn that was fingering weight, but I held it double because this is a DK weight pattern. I used Tete Helmi, which again it's a Finnish producer, but it's just a very simple yarn. It's merino yarn, but it's not like soft really, but it's, of course it's not scratchy, but it doesn't feel like lovely on the skin. It feels like nothing, like it doesn't really feel like anything, but I like it, but I wouldn't use it again, I don't think so. Also I think it's discontinued, at least this colorway I got in sale. I really like it. I really have to block the sleeves because I really love how this looks, and I love the color. This is my first like dark brown sweater, which this is one of my favorite colors. Of course my favorite color is green, as maybe you have seen throughout this video. When I gathered these knits like on my table, I was like most of these are green, but I'm not mad about that because I love green, but the brown is good change, and I think it really goes nicely with my hair, so I like it a lot. Then the final thing I have to show you today is my Staffin shawl that I knitted in November, and it's by Rebecca Clow. It's the Staffin shawl in the size large, so the biggest size, and this was a test knit for her, so it was a test knit, and I love this. I loved knitting this. I used two fingering weight yarns held together, one that was 85% non-superwash merino and 15% polyamide, and the other one that was Filcolana Saga, which is 100% lamb's wool. Those like non-superwash yarns, but the both of them are very soft, made this so like, it's so airy and it feels very light. It's not very drapey, I don't think, but it's very soft and it's so pretty. And this was like some of my test knits, like my one test knit, the Pavuk vest, I kind of regret knitting that, but this one, no regrets. I love this so much, and it's my first like big shawl I've ever done, and I love this. I cannot wear this, it's so like big, and the fabric is quite thick. It's knitted on 5mm needles, that I cannot wear it like around my neck as a scarf, so I just wear it at home like this over my shoulders or in my lap, and that's very nice. That makes me want to knit a blanket a little bit. I shouldn't get into that, but yeah, this was my final knit to show you today, but I did knit quite a bit more. I'm missing one sweater, Arctic Light by Veronica Lindberg. Then I also knitted the Stella quilt cushion by Laura Penrose, but that's in my bedroom in my parents' house. Then I knitted 2 pairs of socks as gifts. I made 1 pair for my mom and then 1 pair for my sister, and I also knitted a pair of Alma mittens that I just finished in December for my best friend. I also knitted a classic grip hat for my dad. I didn't knit as much this year as I did last year, but that's fine because I was a bit more busy with school, and also I didn't just like feel like knitting so much, but I still enjoy it a lot. Also, right now I think I have 4 sweaters in progress that all have like the yoke done and like 1 sleeve done. So that's like my bad habit of doing, just like not finishing sweaters, even though it would take like a week to finish. Also, I want to touch on some of my goals this year. I didn't really say them anywhere or to anyone because I didn't want to disappoint anyone. That's very smart to do that. I didn't have any other than I wanted to use more yarn than I buy yarn, and I just counted this yesterday. For the whole year I kept track of the amount of grams of yarn that I'm buying and the amount of grams that I'm using. So I ended up knitting 5,115 grams of yarn. So that's around 5 kilos of yarn, and that's 10 pounds around. That's quite a lot. I don't know what to compare this to because I haven't tracked it before. I bet that I did use more last year, but I don't know because I didn't track it then. But now I did, and I'm gonna do it this year also because I really enjoyed it. So 5 kilos of yarn used, and then I bought 5,600 grams of yarn, and so we went a bit over the limit. That's like 1 sweater quantity more, I feel like 5.6 kilos of yarn bought. Also, I don't know what to compare that to, but they're like quite balanced. I didn't have like a goal to like use a lot more yarn. I just wanted it to be like around the same. This is little girl mathing now, but like I have so many things in progress. Like I have already finished 1 sweater this January now, and like I bought some yarn like the very last week of December, so like we almost hit that goal. I have those numbers, but I don't know like what to compare to. So if you know like how much yarn in grams or like meters or yards or in pounds you used this year, it would be very interesting for me to know, just to like have like points of comparison. That was my only goal, and I didn't accomplish it, but it's good to like know now. That's my main takeaway. Thank you for watching this video. I don't know if this is gonna reach more people than my normal podcast episode, but if you're new, please like consider subscribing, and you can see a lot of more in-depth information in my podcast videos. If you're interested, please check those out, and it was very lovely to spend time with you here, and I'm very excited to watch other people's compilations of knits from the past year. So this is a very nice video for me to make, and I hope to see you in my next video, and bye bye!